My name is Tata. I'm from country Georgia. That's a country. That's not a south in the U.S. No, that's a country Georgia. Um, let's start the beginning. I moved this country. It's been a while, and I just wanted to say a little bit about my country. It's beautiful. Georgia is beautiful. People are wonderful. They are very sweet, very nice, very friendly. The, um, the city is beautiful. I'm from the Tbilisi. That's the capital of Georgia. Um, Everywhere you go, Georgia, east, west, south, or north, it's amazing. The nature is amazing. Landscaping, it just blows the mind. It's really beautiful. But the main thing is the food is amazing. The real thing is that we have oldest wine in the world. That's actually the both, the red and white wine. The thing is why it's a wine very unique is we have almost 400 types of grapes. And we're making different, we making, the very important thing is we making homemade wine, which is amazing. And food is delicious. And nothing like the Georgian food. The compared, I love I appreciated every kitchen in the world, but I really do love the Georgian food. Well, let's go back to U.S. When I moved in here, I think I always knew something big would be waiting here, and this big was. I found that big after a while when I moved in here. But when I started living in the U.S., that was something different. I never done in my life. And people, all the tribes around, you go in everywhere, every corner, back and forth, you can see different people, different culture. And this is amazing. It makes you like you are the part of something huge. And this world is not only small, the tiny, it's not only in Georgia and Europe. It's you can go to place, it's the US, and you can find the people all around the world. That's really amazing. And every time when the people asking me, what is you like in here? Did you ever had a culture shock? And I'd say, no, never. I feel like the very first day when I moved in here, that was, I never forget that day. That was the Independence Day in America, 1st of July. And I don't know, maybe that's what it's supposed to be. It's something very memorable. And I never forget in my life because I'm making history for my future, for my kids, for my grandkids. And probably they would see this video. Probably they would see this video and they'll say, "Oh, my mother, my grandmother, my grandmother moved that special day. That's the 1st of July." And well, let's say that I feel like a fish in the water. That's exactly how I feel like in this country. Even this language, it's not my first language, but still, I understand the people. People understand me. Maybe because I really love people. I just love to make people happy, make people smile, because the life is up and down. You don't always really feel like to smile. Sometimes you feel sad. Sometimes you want to cry. You want to cry in public or you want to cry on your pillow, but still. But when you smile, when you see the smile, when I'm walking in the streets, and I travel a lot. I've been a couple of states, and I lived a couple of states, and every time I walk in the streets or go in a place in restaurants or coffee shops, people smile and they give you some energy, which is makes you different, and it feels like you're alive. And it's just some different energy you getting from that tribes all around in New York, not only New York States. That people is different. That people has something unique. It's very hard to explain how I feel, but I really feel like a fish in the water. And I mentioned in the beginning that something big was awaiting me in here, and I mean that's my other half, my husband. My husband, he's from Kansas, the Superman from Kansas. It's funny because Superman is from Kansas, right? And that's why I'm saying, like, my husband is my Superman. And before that, I never thought I never felt whole. Means like an apple. Half apple never gonna be whole. And now I feel like whole because I have my husband. I found my husband. And I feel very blessed. I really feel blessed because he's supporting, he's encouraged me, he's inspired me to be better and better every single day. He's a part of of course he's a part of my life. He's my other half, my heart, but he's my Superman, my hero. Very special. It happens. That's a very nice story where how we met. That was actually, that's really coincidence. Today is the 2 years anniversary. I don't know, when did David ask me to, let's do the tribes, Tata, do you want to be a part of this project? I said, yes, sure, why not? It's really different. That's what I like to do. I don't only want to live in here. I want something different. And I was very happy when David offered me to want to be a part of this project. I said, of course. Probably I said only a second, okay, let me think about it, but no. I knew. I really like that. It's he has something different, and he can see the people different, and that's maybe that's what he saw, and he wanted to be that he's a part of his projects. But anyway, this is 2 years anniversary. We met. That was a very funny day. I was living in a different city, and I was visiting my friend in New York, and I loved museums. I was a ballerina, and I love art. I appreciate art. And every museum, gallery, a theater, opera, a ballet, it really means something and very touchy for me. Every time I go, I feel like this is a part of my life. And sometimes I go the same museum and gallery again and again, and I found something different. And maybe that's the art people way they are. It's something different. It's very hard to explain how the art people thoughts are and things are. It's just something different. And we that day, me and my friend, we went to the MoMA museum. And we were very excited. It was afternoon, and we walked in the MoMA, and we started walking and start enjoying the see every piece in the MoMA has. Of course, it's so obvious. You can get wrong because Van Gogh and every piece in the MoMA, it's very unique, of course. And once I saw the one guy, and he got an eye on me, and I was talking with my friend in my language, which is it's Georgian. Nobody speaks the Georgian, only Georgian people, and it sounds different, and of course it sounds different. And he saw me, and he kind of started shadow us. And I was like, I saw him, and I give the eye, and I was like, I was telling my friend, why this guy's shadow? I said, she goes, it's okay, just don't worry, don't pay attention. And after a minute, he kept asking us that, oh, the language sounds very nice. Where are you guys from? And I was kind of try to avoid and don't pay attention because it's just somebody random. I don't know. It's still a museum, but it's still somebody random. And he keep following us. He keep shadow us and keep asking the questions. And he liked my hair long, and he goes like, your hair is so beautiful and stuff like that. And I mean, he never gave up. And I want to say a word. I'm very appreciate he never gave up. That was, I'm very happy. And he keeps shadowing us. And after 20 minutes, my friend goes, Tata, just give him something, name or phone number, and he's going to leave us alone. And he was asking me the phone, or he was asking me the name, and I didn't give a name. That's not a big deal, right? Why not? Just tell a name. But no, I don't know why. It's just the way we are, the Georgian people. We just like don't, we are very open, but it's just, you know, somebody random. I don't have idea who is him. He's very handsome, very sweet, nice, green eyes, handsome guy, but still random. And the funny thing is I gave him the phone number, but no name. And I don't know why I did, but that's what I did. And after a couple of weeks, he texted me, and he told me that's a guy who's chasing or shadowing on the museum. And I didn't pay attention. I said, okay, whatever. I just ignore it. And after a couple of days, he kept texting me, and well, I replied back, and we start talking on the phone, because at that time I was living in the other states, and he was living in New York. And after a couple months, we decided to meet. And that day was very funny. Probably when you go on a date, and you always try to dress them nice or casual, of course, but you just want to look nice. But for some reason, that's a personality I have. I love something different, something very different. And I'll tell you what it was different, and which is became the part of my life. I have on my rings right now. That's the wings. And everybody was asking me when they look in my rings and they say like, wings? And because it has a backstory. And that day when I met, I have sneakers. It's Jeremy Scott, Adidas. They have same project. That's sneakers with wings. It's really wings. And that first date, I was wearing that wings, that sneakers with wings. And when he saw me, I never forget his face. The thing is, it's not about he saw me and, oh, that's a girl. No, he was looking at my sneakers, and he goes, oh my gosh, this is the wings. And I can read the face. And I didn't pay attention. I just smiled, and we walked, and we went to Whitney Museum, and we had a wonderful day, and we really enjoyed. We talked a lot, and we really enjoyed that day. But he didn't say anything about the wings, because I knew he mentioned that piece apart, and after that piece became the part, and now I'm wearing the ring. And after a year, we got engaged, and now he's my husband. He's my Superman. And people are laughing. Okay, he's a Superman. Are you Dorothy from Kansas? Wizard of Oz. And I said, no, I'm not a Dorothy. But that's a funny thing is he bought very nice red shoes in me, and he goes like, this is a Dorothy shoes. But anyway, this is a very this is my part of the a love story, because every time I'm looking at my rings and I remember that day, and I never forget that day. And I feel like that day when I met him, it was already right somewhere up, and that's supposed to be happen that day, because it's really weird. You meet the guy in the museum, and he becomes your life, your husband, and you want to have a kids with him, and you want to share the life, and it's really something else. And I'm very happy I moved this country, and this country gave me a lot, and I learned a lot.